Hi, everyone. Hope you guys had a great week. Thanks for joining me. As I was deciding what to talk about in this episode, I was making a list of thoughts that I had about drinking and that people I speak to have about drinking. And so many of these thoughts we've had maybe for tens of years. We could have started having these thoughts when we were kids and we started drinking. Drinking is sophisticated, drinking is cool. And I originally was going to talk about these beliefs and writing these beliefs down and questioning them, which is a great exercise to do. And I suggest you guys do that if you've not already. Just write down all the thoughts that you have about alcohol and then look at those thoughts, ask yourself if they're true, question them, and decide if you want to keep believing them on purpose. So, as I was making this list, I'll give you an example of some of the things I wrote down. These are some of the things that I used to think myself, and that when people come to work with me, they say to me, I don't have control over my drinking. Once I start, I can't stop. I need a drink to relax. It's more fun if I'm drinking. I'm more fun if I'm drinking. Drinking makes me less self-conscious. So as I was looking at this list, it occurred to me that this all has to do with confidence. And often when we are drinking and feeling like we're out of control with our drinking, we do have an issue with our confidence. We're, number one, using it in social situations to gain confidence. And, you're not really gaining confidence. It's a reaction, from the alcohol. It's lowering your inhibitions. You're feeling less self-conscious because your inhibitions are lowered and you don't necessarily care as much about what's happening. But you're not really gaining confidence from this. It's like everything with the drinking, it's all short-lived, right? You're relaxing only for an hour or two or the evening, and then the next day you feel anxiety. So you might feel more confident at the party, and then the next day you're back to yourself. So rather than just looking at these thoughts, this is what I'm talking about today. I encourage you to go look at your thoughts. But today, rather than just looking at these thoughts and questioning them, let's look at confidence and your self-confidence and how to work on improving that. So this is very similar to when I talk about we can come at working on drinking less by focusing on the habit that you have of drinking and breaking that habit. But what's also so important to do is come at it another way and look at why you developed this habit, what you're looking to get out of the drink, all the things that happen during the day that are creating this urge for you to escape with a glass of alcohol at the end of the day. So with this, you have these thoughts, and can you imagine that if you felt super confident, you wouldn't be having these thoughts, right? If you felt super confident, you wouldn't be thinking, I'm more fun if I'm drinking. It'll be more fun if I'm drinking. I don't have control over my drinking. If you were confident, you would feel like you are fun. You can create fun. You can make a situation fun. And you can control the things you do. You aren't out of control. You're in control of yourself, in control of your thoughts, and in control of your feelings and your actions. You have control of it all. So how can we build that confidence without alcohol? So for starters, this has to do with the relationship you have with yourself. And I've talked about this before in terms of when you make a promise to yourself or you negotiate and say, okay, tonight I'm only going to have one drink, or I'm not going to drink at all. And then you make this promise to yourself, and then the nighttime comes and you don't want to stick to that plan. And I've mentioned how many of us, most of us, probably consider ourselves reliable to our close friends and family. And if you told someone in your family or friend that you were going to pick them up at a certain time, and then that time came and you didn't feel like doing it, you would still go pick them up anyway because you made a promise to them and you keep your promises to other people. But when it comes to promises we make to ourselves, we so often just blow them off. And if you've been trying to drink less for a long time, you're probably very familiar with this cycle of saying that you're not going to drink till a certain time or not going to drink till a certain day of the week. You're not going to drink at all. You're going to limit yourself. And then the time comes and you don't want to stick to that. And you just blow off that promise. So by doing that over and over again, you've developed this relationship with yourself where you don't trust yourself. Your word doesn't mean anything to you. This is something that's really important for not only your goals about drinking less, but with everything. If you're struggling with food in the same way that you're trying to cut back, or monitor what you're eating, you probably have also done this with food where you said you wouldn't eat certain things or, certain portions, and then you didn't stick to that plan either. This will help with goals for business, anything that you are making a plan, a promise to yourself to do, as easy as cleaning out a closet. When you promise that you're going to clean something or organize, or for me recently, do my taxes, which I said I was going to start last weekend and didn't do, I'm not having a good relationship with myself. I told myself I was going to do it, I didn't do it. So we want to work on being able to count on ourselves. So we do this with drinking, but you can also start doing this just with little things, daily little things. Tell yourself you're going to do something. Tell yourself you're going to leave the house by a certain time. If you have a problem with being late for things, tell yourself you're going to be out of the house by a certain time. You're going to get a certain thing done. You're going to make a call that you've been meaning to make, whatever it is. Set a deadline and know that it's going to be challenging for you to do it, but do it anyway. Do it even when you don't feel like it. Do it when it's hard. Just get it done. So you start to develop this relationship with yourself where you know that when you say you're going to do something, you actually do it. So with drinking, you tell yourself you're only going to have 1 or 2 drinks tonight. You tell yourself you're not going to drink tonight. You're going to wait for a certain time, whatever it is. And then you anticipate that you're not going to want to do it. When you get to that moment, you tell yourself, I knew that I didn't want to do this, but I told myself I would. Tomorrow, I can drink more. Tomorrow, I can drink earlier. Tomorrow, I can do whatever you decide. But tonight, I'm going to keep my promise to myself. So start working on that. And then as you start to do that, you're going to gain that confidence that you can and will do things that you say you're going to do. And once you develop this confidence, it really grows to other things. I have to tell you that when I was drinking and felt like I didn't have the control I wanted, I was drinking more than I wanted, I had this anxiety that I know many of you are familiar with. I used to describe it as a free-flowing anxiety. This was before I was doing my personal development work and knew about my thoughts and feelings, but I just felt anxious. I'm like, I don't know, I just have this anxious feeling. And certainly I used alcohol to help me calm down. And I thought that if I wasn't drinking, I was going to feel even less confident, that I was going to go into a social setting and really feel self-conscious about it. But when I stopped drinking, I gained a confidence that was totally surprising to me, that I wasn't anticipating I would get. But I gained a confidence from doing something that I really thought was going to be impossible. I mean, I really never imagined I would be able to go a week, much less a month, much less a year and years without drinking. And the fact it still blows my mind. But, of all the things I've done in my life, and I have a lot of things I'm proud of, it still blows my mind that I've done this. And the confidence from that is it's immense. And now when I walk into a party, I don't feel self-conscious. I feel that I'm confident and in control. I'm in control of myself, and I'm choosing the best thing for me, and I'm still having fun. And I know that I can have fun. I can be fun without alcohol. And all of that gives me great self confidence. And I really, truly believe that you will all find this for yourself as you do this work. And I know it seems kind of counterintuitive that we've been relying on alcohol to give us confidence. And once we don't have alcohol or aren't relying on it, aren't having it as much, it seems like it doesn't make sense that we're going to be more confident. But if you think about the fact that you are doing something that you've been trying to do for so long and you didn't think was possible and is so challenging, and you actually do it, think about how proud you're going to be. Think about how confident you're going to feel that you did this thing. It really makes you feel like you can do anything. And that relationship with yourself, where you do something, you say you're going to do something and you do it, all of this just gives you a foundation to achieve whatever you want. So anyway, you can see I'm excited about this. It's really great. And I really want this for all of you. I still remember what I felt like 4 years ago, and I felt like that for a long time. And I know how crappy it feels. And I know that you may be carrying around a lot of shame and frustration and guilt. I remember that. And if you can open yourself up to doing some of the things that I've been talking about on this podcast, they really can make a big difference for you, no matter how many times you've tried this before, no matter how long you've been struggling with this. You really can change. I promise you that. Okay, so I have a freebie for you. If you guys have not grabbed that already, I want you to sign up for a week of questions. It's a week of emails. Each day I send you a few questions for you to think about, to journal on. That's going to help you start to gain awareness about the thoughts that you're having about drinking. So you can become aware of these. You can look at them. You can question them, as I talked about at the beginning of the episode. And this is really the foundation to control your drinking long term. All right, you guys, as always, I love to hear from you. Please reach out to me and let me know any questions you have, any struggles you're having. Have a great week, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.